Hey, you guys. I was thinking the other day, it's okay if you're uncertain about your lock journey. I know it happens to, some of us sometimes. Sometimes we get the locks put in and we're just like, I don't think this is for me. Sometimes, even before the locks come in, we're like, I don't know if this is for me. But those kinds of thoughts are 100% natural, and a lot of us have experienced them. But I want to share something with you, just in case you're like, I really don't know if this is for me. There's a reason why you got your hair locked. There is a reason why you felt you no longer wanted to do what you were already doing with your hair. Whether you were braiding it, whether you were relaxing it, wigging it, shaving it, coloring it, it doesn't matter. There's a reason why you wanted to lock your hair. And if that reason still pumps in your heart today, then that reason alone should help to keep you on track. Because, yeah, you can take your locks out if you want. They're not permanent. It can certainly be combed out if your hair can stand it. It'll just take a few years. But yeah, you can comb your locks out. But did you really go through this to comb your locks out? Probably not. So when you find yourself in the mirror and you're looking at your locks and you're just like, yo, this doesn't look right. This doesn't look as good as her locks look. Well, yeah, you're right, because your locks are custom to you and the way you look. They will never look like, your locks will never look like anybody else's. They will never look like anybody else's. And you know what? They're not supposed to. Our locks are just as unique as our fingerprints. Don't you know that? Your hairline, your hair texture, or your curl pattern, your lifestyle. So many things play a part in the way that your hair identifies itself in the world. There are going to be times you're going to look in the mirror, you're going to be like, what is going on with my hair? For example, I have low density. I spent so much time looking at my scalp. And I was thinking in the beginning, oh, I can't wait. My hair is going to grow in when my locks form and my hair is going to change. No, my density has never changed because your density doesn't. You know what I'm saying? That was a hard pill for me to swallow, but it's also an empowering pill for me to swallow. Now that I'm clear with that, and now that I'm okay with that, I'm like, I don't care if my scalp shows all the time. Yes, I am scalpy. Every time I get a retie, you're going to see my scalp. I had to go deep enough into that discomfort to ask myself, girl, what is going on with you? Why are you so bothered by your scalp showing? You're not bald, you have a head full of hair. Why are you so bothered by your scalp showing? And I realized I was so bothered because I was so used to wearing that perfect high density fake hair for so many years. It rocked me to sleep. I never had to worry about seeing things through my hair behind me. My hair was very thick, Brazilian hair or whatever. What did I used to, perm straight hair, whatever kind of hair I used to, buy, and did a beautiful job of making me feel secure and making me feel like I had a lot of hair on my head when I really didn't. I had to really come to terms with that. And I sat in it. When you're standing in the mirror and you're unsure, sit in that uncertainty. When you shampoo your locks for the first time and your hair doesn't, puff up in the way that you're used to it puffing up when you were loose natural, sit in that discomfort. Ask yourself, why are you so uncomfortable? And then wait for your answer. You have to hear your answer. When you ask yourself why you're so uncomfortable about a thing, answer it and learn something about yourself. When people in your life, when they're asking you, why would you lock your hair? Why would you do that? What were you thinking? I want you to remember that not everybody is comfortable with the hair that grows out of the scalp the way it is intended to. Not everyone has that level of comfort, okay? And 9 times out of 10, a person who has the nerve to say something like that to you, it's probably that person who's not very comfortable with their own natural hair. Cool. So in that moment, what you can do, you can educate them. Why did you do that with your hair? That's your opportunity to tell them how much you struggled growing up with your hair, how you were always embarrassed by your hair. Maybe your mom made you feel weird about your hair because she told you your hair was something horrible. Maybe it was nappy. Maybe it was kinky. Maybe your hair was, that type of hair, okay? But you've done your work because you're on your lock journey. Now you get to share all that you've learned about yourself. You get to share with this person not only how you've come to accept your natural hair texture, but how proud of yourself you are for accepting your natural hair texture, and how you were once someone who would never get locks in your hair, but how much you've grown past that. You get to share with this person how more connected you feel with who you are. You get to share with this person how free it feels to no longer be in the fake hair handcuffs, relying and depending on that hair to make us feel better about ourselves. You no longer have to do that. So when that person says to you, "Why would you ever do that?" you get to say to them with all the love, honest love in your heart, "Why wouldn't I?" And there's also going to be a time, especially if you're aging, when you're going to look at what aging means to your hair. Because aging hair does not function the way young hair functions. And I think that having locks is kind of like the fast track to that understanding. And when you go through your hair and you're coming across areas in your scalp where the density is lower than others, or the hair is thinner, than others, or, some locks are very short, some are very long, and you're just like, oh my gosh. I want you to remember how many years you spent putting your hair through all that you've put it through. I want you to think about the relaxers, the chemicals, the color. I want you to think about the tension. I want you to think about how many times you sat in someone's chair and let them pull on your scalp so tight that you had to go home and either take those braids out or do what I used to do and get a hot, wet washcloth and lay them on the braids, hoping that you'll loosen up some of the roots. You know what I'm saying? You see where I'm going with this? Be easy on yourself. Be easy on yourself. Your hair being in a locked pattern gives you a front row seat to all that you've done well and all that you have not done well with your hair over time. And you get to really sit in the truth of your hair and accept everything that you've done. You know why you can accept it? Because your hair is going to continue to grow and blossom and thrive. It's not going to be the same from week to week, not going to be the same from month to month. And sis, neither are you. You are going to change right along with your hair. If you find yourself feeling weird, like, oh, I don't like my hair, you ask yourself, why is that? Well, because it's short. Well, why don't you like it because it's short? Well, because it used to be long. Well, why would you be mad at your hair for no longer being able to do what it once was able to do? Why would you ever be mad at your hair? Why would you ever be mad at yourself? You ever wonder why you don't see two people with the same exact lock look? They can have the same rotation, same number of locks. The same person could do their locks, but they'll never look the same. That's how awesome and beautiful our hair is. It is beyond unique. Our hair is just as unique to who we are as our fingerprints. Allow yourself to be changed by this journey. Allow yourself to cry if you have to. Allow yourself to question why you did a thing. Allow yourself to be upset that your hair doesn't look as nice as their hair does. And when you're done with all of that, remind yourself that this is a journey. and that you're somewhere you've never been before, and that there is so much to learn about who you are. We can learn so much about who we are by the way we feel about our hair. Isn't that something? I don't know one person who isn't confident AF since having their locks put in. In the beginning of your journey, when you're feeling awkward because, your locks are all like tight, looking like thread, you have low density, all you see is scalp, yeah, that's okay. Remind yourself over time, your hair is going to change. But honestly, for me, this lock journey hasn't been about the hair. It's been about self. It has been about feeling very empowered to finally be in a place in my life where I am not dependent on fake hair, that I'm not relying on people to compliment my hair to feel good about it, that I'm not caring that some of my strands are turning gray. I don't feel like I'm, depending on a color to cover it, to cover. No, my locks have brought me out. They have shown me who I am. Allow your lock journey to show you who you are. Allow your lock journey to show you how confident you are. Allow your lock journey to show you how resilient you are, how patient you are, how kind you are. Allow your lock journey to show you how much you're not putting up with what society demands of you. Allow your lock journey to show you who you really are. Allow your lock journey to change you, to grow you, to stretch you, to challenge you, to reveal you, to empower you, to love you. Allow your lock journey to honor you. Allow your lock journey to honor the hair that grows out of your scalp in the way that it does. Allow your lock journey to educate you about your hair. Allow your lock journey to remind you of how you used to feel about your hair. Allow your lock journey to remind you how the women who have come before you in your family, what they taught you about your hair. Allow your lock journey to redefine what you feel is beautiful about you. Allow your lock journey to support you on your journey to being a better human. Allow your lock journey to bring out the best in who you are. Allow your lock journey to communicate to the world, I ain't having it. I don't care what you think about me. I don't care what your thoughts are. I don't care if you have issues with your hair texture. I don't care. Look at me. I'm beautiful. I'm dope. I'm fly. My low density. You see my scalp? Yup. And it's healthy. And it's mine. And it's the only one that I have. And I know that the closer that I get to accepting everything positive and negative about my hair, the closer I get to just having a beautiful journey. Here's to your beautiful journey, sis.